can still hear the music. Okay. It is currently rain snow mix right now. So we'll see how well this goes. We may not actually be able to live stream anything. Like if it's how it is right here out there, then we'll be good. But we got about a 10-minute drive to get out there, which I should probably put that on here. I always forget because I don't want people to show up and not know what we're doing. Need to wash my Adidas Terex hat because most likely that is what I will be wearing next weekend, because that is the sponsor of the race. I love the hat. It's nice and comfy and white and light, and everything about it is awesome. Except for the fact that it is white. It shows every little bit of dirt and sweat and everything. I keep looking here because I'm talking about this hat. I love that hat. Might be my favorite running hat. I do have another hat too I can wear, but not that's Adidas Terex, but another hat of one of the sponsors. I have a Healdsburg Running Company hat. Actually, looks like there's actually a thin film of snow up on Mount Helena, but I think it's, oh yes, okay. High-pitched squeal, thank you. High-pitched squeaky yawn. I think it's just the haze because it's snowing up there. But it's just like this really super light, tiny little flakes. And it's like a rain, like here it's a rain-snow mixture, but I bet you up there it's probably snowing. Like it's the full-on just snow. It's 36 degrees down here. But it is supposed to be like this pretty much all day. And then tomorrow night, originally the winter storm warning was for tonight, but they backed it up a day, so it's actually tomorrow night and Friday. But it is a 100% chance of like drizzly / snow for the next 2 days. But it's like just, I don't know what you'd call it, not really like flurries, like it's not squalls, I don't know what you'd call it, it's like spotty, like just little bands coming through every now and then today. It'll be mostly cloudy all day. Like you can see tiny little breaks in the clouds. I can see blue sky right there. There's a high clouds, and then there's the little ones that are causing all these little flurries / rain drizzles. Too late. I'm tired. I only got 6 hours of sleep last night. I went to bed and couldn't get a whole, like, I went to bed at a decent time, but couldn't fall asleep. So we ended up watching a Matthew Posa video. So I don't think I actually fell asleep until after 11. And then she woke me up because she had to go to the bathroom about midnight. So I only like slept for an hour, and then she woke me up. I fell back asleep pretty fast. But then my alarm goes off at, 4:30, and I was up before my alarm today. I think we got up about 4:10 or so. Because we had enough time. We went downstairs. She went potty. Came back upstairs. I started my hot water for my coffee. Like, got everything pretty much ready and all that. Laid down on the bed while I was still waiting for the water to heat up, and that's when my alarm finally went off. So I was up at least by 4. Morning, it's raining. Yes, it's a snow rain mixture here, but it's not like coming down really hard. It's like just like almost like a misty drizzle more than anything. But tomorrow down here in the valley level, we're supposed to get up to about 3 inches, or at least starting tomorrow night through like Saturday morning. And then, but around up in the mountains, they're talking 2 to 3 feet. You run outside. At least you got to run outside. Yep. At least you got to run outside. This weather going back and forth is just causing issues with my sinuses. It's like, I woke up today and my left sinus is like all plugged up. Like, I could breathe through it, but it's definitely plugged up. At least I'm not sick. That's all I'm grateful for. I'm not sick. Actually, it looks like it's clearing up a little bit. I think we'll be okay. There's some low clouds, but the actual haze from the rain-snow mixture looks like it's clearing up a bit. I mean, it'll probably hit us before we're done with the run again, because it is over there by the Continental Divide, but the scratch gravels, there's just like a low cloud cutting through it right now, and that's about it. You're gonna call this one of those not serious but annoying aches. Oh, that sucks. A little niggle, I tell you what. It's funny that the road is entirely wet. Like, it rained last night off and on throughout the whole night. Yet there is street sweepers out everywhere. Like, what are you sweeping up? It's like they're cleaning up the gravel, because in Montana they don't use like salt solutions or anything. We put gravel on the roads when they're slick. So it's like they're cleaning up the gravel, but if it snows like they're talking about, tomorrow and the next day, they're just going to be putting more gravel down. So what are they doing? So single leg stuff, can't do it. A bit painful. Well, last night, after I did go hit the gym last night, because it is leg day. You never skip leg day. But man, that run yesterday morning took a lot out of me. I was working good, and then finally around, it was probably 2 o'clock. I just had to lay down and take a nap. And like I was out hard. And I only slept for like 30 minutes. And that's because I woke myself up snoring so loud. It was, even my dog was looking at me like, bro, I'm trying to sleep over here. What are you doing? Sometimes you saw it, most of the time they just plow the snow to the sides afterwards. Yeah. Scheduled is a down week. Oh, is it Easter weekend? Has a good sleep then. Yeah, it was. But it took me a long time because I was so freaking like out that it took a long time for me to get going again so that we could go hit the gym. So I didn't get to the gym until pretty late. This weekend. I was going to message one of my friends and see if they could watch her the next weekend, but if that's the case, that means she is probably working next weekend. I doubt she's working this weekend if it's Easter. Jump up there. There's no cars, no nothing happening. Yeah. No reason for you to get all like worked up about anything. There's no cars. We got out here early enough that there's no traffic. What's my watch telling me? I can't see. Every time I try to look at my watch, she puts her face over it like, oh, what are we looking at? You can't see? You can't read? Got about a mile and a half to go, so we'll see how it is. Like, it could be totally different up here. Like, it is clearly engulfed by a cloud. But we're not going to the top of the mountain. At the most, we might go up and go up to the shelf, maybe hit that minor summit and do like a little lollipop or something, but we might not even do that. My legs actually feel pretty good today. Oh, I never did finish the story. You were talking about single leg stuff. How long I'm going to do it for? It's a good time to take it easy. Oh, hell yeah. Surveying hard now is, of course I can't. Freaking now there's a lot of traffic. Now it's a soft rain. Because I hit the gym last night because it was leg day, and after yesterday's run, like my legs were destroyed. So then I did I was able to do like one of my exercises I wanted to do. I warmed up on the little sit-down bike pedal machine. And then, but then when I got over to the other side, it's like the reason why I changed all the dates of how I do things is because the normal crowd that was there was always doing the same exercises as me. So I was like, well, I'll just switch it then. So that's why I, instead of doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday of leg day, I started doing Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. So I get there last night, the regular crowd wasn't there, there was all these other people, and they're doing the same thing I wanted to do, doing leg day, and I'm like, well, this sucks. So they had like the normal machine I do at first, they had that. Of course it's starting to rain now that we're out here right at the trailhead. Like I said, we got 1.5 miles to go, so you never know what it's going to be like. Yeah, it's actually raining. So like one of the machines I wanted to use, I could, like the very first 2 exercises I do, I couldn't do on the machine because it was being used. So then I went over to the Smith machine. It was like, well, I'll just do some squats then. And then after that, I was going to go hit the leg extension and leg curl. Well, before I was done, then some other guy shows up and he immediately goes straight to the leg curl, leg extension machine. So I was like, well, this sucks. Now everything else I want to do is being used right now. So I was like, started doing just stuff on the Smith machine since I was still there. So I decided, well, I'll just do some single leg squats. Holy cow, that sucked. My legs being as trashed as they were, that was not a good idea. It hurt so bad. I started off with like 50 pounds on the bar, and I had to like go all the way down to just having 10 pounds on it because it was not good. I mean, granted, this is right after I was doing box squats, and then I did like full sit squats too. You can't sit for very long to cycling if you wanted to, but it's too bony. Well, the machine that they have, it's not even like, if it was a stationary bike, I could do that for an hour. But it's one of those where you actually have like this hard plastic seat, which is totally like the worst uncomfortable thing you can be on. And then your feet are like straight out in front of you instead of being like, you know, like a bike. And it is like the stupidest thing. Why did you get rid of your stationary bikes that you had and then put those in? Somebody was probably like, oh, it's an actual seat, so it'll be a lot nicer, you know, like more comfortable for people. It's not. One, it's not even the same movement. Like, it's a completely different, you know, type of, what do you call it? Range of motion. And then it's so uncomfortable because now you're like pedaling with your feet straight out in front of you. So you're at like a 90 degree and it just sucks. Okay, go ahead. I'm gonna put this other one on. Hopefully it should be dry. It got quite sweaty from yesterday, but hopefully I stay warm enough. I didn't even think about that. I think I will. After yesterday's 23 degrees, 36 feels really nice. Oh boy, my eyes look tired. Look at that. I am tired. The only cover bikes ever come at ones that basically have you lying down to cycle. Well, that's kind of what these are, but they're not quite like that. You're not like quite like that. You're like sitting in like a 90 degree, which if you don't have like really flexible hamstrings, that's not comfortable anyways. The funny thing is, we used to have, like, before they did the remodel, we had 2 of those as well as a bunch of just regular stationary bikes. And but the 2, well, no, they didn't have them. They were over in the other one. I bet you they stole these ones from the other gym and moved them over and got nice stationary bikes over there. That is probably what they did. but I'm not allowed to use the other gym because it's in the headquarters building, so it's only for the employees that work there, because there's like 500 employees in that building. But like over when I used to work in that building, the only people I saw in there, they'd be like pedaling at the most leisurely pace. They'd have a book and they'd just sit there and read their book while they're pedaling. And it's like, you're not even getting a workout. What the heck? Ooh, no, we're not doing an indoor bike, that's for sure. There we go. I'm a doggo. There we go. Oh, we're not driving to the trailhead anymore. You're just not a fan of indoor cycling. Give you an actual bike out. Well, and I'm the same way. I'd rather have an actual bike outside. But the problem is I'm not going to be... I'm going to change it to this one. It's not as heavy. Actually, I got this one right here. We'll use this one. The only reason why I even use a bike is I'm not a fan of treadmills. The only time I'm going to be doing cardio inside is if I can't do something else. I can't go running outside. Otherwise, I'm running outside. So even if I had, like, I would never bike outside because I would be running. I even had a guy tell me at one time, we were out on a trail somewhere and he was like, why are you running? He was on a mountain bike and he was like, why are you running when you could be biking? And I had to explain to him, like, why would you bike when you can run? Okay, all of a sudden I was worried. Did I put my actual key? Oh, I need to reset my distance thing. There we go, and change. It's starting to drizzle again. It stopped. Now it's starting to drizzle again. The birds sound nice, the western meadowlarks. Wow, they're out everywhere. See, you can see the clouds are breaking up a little bit. Tiniest little bit of blue sky right there. But this is just engulfed in a cloud. I was watching this blow over while we were driving in. Like I said, it didn't look like it was rain or anything. It just looked like a cloud. Like it's just kind of misty right now. Like I can feel a little bit of mist hit me in the face. But downtown Helena, it was actually spitting a little bit of snow. Take it leisurely and easy today. Oh, seeing a little bit of snow spitting. And there's more of them. There's one right there. Like this whole valley is full of cell towers that I bumped right back up to. And then I moved 10 feet and now we're down to 1.6 megabytes. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand cell technology, I guess. And now we're right back up to 6 again. What the heck? I must be getting like deprioritized on the cell tower or something since everybody's going to work and all the kids are going to school. Oh, my dog did not want to get out here this early. She saw, like normally, you know, I make a movement or take a deep breath in or something. I don't know. I still haven't figured out what I do. And she knows that I'm getting ready to get ready. And so she jumps up. She's like, yes, let's do this. And I went and got up, and she just looked at me. You know, the only thing that was from under the covers is her face, like her little nose. She just watched me put my socks on, put my shoes on, and she's still just laying there like, do we have to? She's on to deprioritize this earlier. Get ready to get ready, yeah. Well, that's my first, that's like the whole first 2 hours of my morning is getting ready to get ready to get ready. Because I have to get ready by, you know, making my coffee, getting my breakfast ready, all that kind of stuff. And then once my coffee's made, you know, I crawl back into bed, and because I don't have any furniture, it's just my bed. Crawl back into bed, turn YouTube on, and then I can start. So I was getting ready to start the getting ready process to go for a run, which is drinking my cup of coffee and then eating my breakfast. And that alone right there is an hour and a half. Like, and then first thing upon waking up is usually the toilet. Toilet, well, I mean, I'll go in. I usually have to pee when I first get up, but utilizing the toilet is usually an hour and a half, 2 hours afterwards, after I get up, after I've had my first cup of coffee and marinated in my thoughts of, do I really want to go do anything this morning? And then once all that's done, then I climb out of bed and get ready to go for a run by putting my clothes on and all that. So it's a 3 get ready process for me in the morning. She doesn't even want to give me an option to not go at least up to the top of the shelf this morning. She's like a 1/10 of a mile ahead of me and heading up. She's like, we're doing it. Don't you dare get up here and tell me we're not going up. So she says. But yeah, it wasn't until I put my coat on that then she finally climbed out from under the covers. Or for dinner when you come back home. Nice. Drive to the gym, you shut out the door by 4 a.m. at the latest. See, and I don't even get up until 4 a.m. I have my alarm set for 4:30 because that's like the no later than I want to get up, but I haven't slept to my alarm for a long time. I'm usually up by, well, like yesterday I got up at 3:50. Today it was like 4:10 or 4:15, somewhere around there. Just depends. Whew. I have got to make a couple appointments. I got to remember right after this, I got to run over and get her flea and tick meds from the vet. 'Cause I put my order in over the weekend and they messaged me Monday afternoon that it was ready, and then I forgot. Oh, definitely need that before we go down to California next week, because there is tons of ticks. Did I fix the tooth? No. My dentist, because it's spring break, is out until next week. So I have a appointment on the 8th. That was the earliest I could get in. And I don't know how that's gonna work, because I mean, I'm gonna go in and I don't know if you can put a temporary cap on it or not, but I mean, it's, you know, it's manageable. I'm not in terrible pain or anything, but I have to leave that afternoon. So it's like I have my appointment at, I think it's 10 or 10:30. I have to leave that afternoon, drive down to California. So, and then I'll only be in town for a couple days the next week, and then gone for a week. So I don't know. And then I'll be back for about a week after that. So I don't know, we'll see. Hopefully they can fit me in somehow to get the permanent put back on. Whew, man. I can feel my legs after yesterday. Ooh, looks to be feeling good for running 6 days a week. Well, me, usually I run like 7 days a week, and then 3 of those days I do doubles, like when I'm in a good training block. And but the fact that I haven't really done much actual running, I mean, I've been out here hitting the trails, but it's all been mostly hiking. And then after yesterday, my legs, and it didn't help that she had me redlined for most of the first 2 miles on that route. Note to self, if I ever, it was a cool route, but if I do that again with her, she's staying on the waist leash for at least the first 2 miles till we get through that first couple mile section. Then she can come off, because trying to chase her at the beginning up that hill, knowing that, you know, the trail was only like half a mile before we had to jump back on a street for a few blocks to get transition over to the next set of trails. And then like when we hit that street, I decided not to put her on the waist leash. I was like, oh, it's only like 2 blocks or 3 blocks or whatever, it'll be fine. Well, it's uphill. And then of course, timing wise, there was a guy, one of the guys that lives on that street had both his dogs out in the yard. Neither one of them were on a leash, which is fine, they were in his yard. But Nahri takes that as an invitation. I have to go say hi. Whew. The day before kind of sucks. Steep, yeah. And so I'm like red line sprinting up the freaking street to keep control of her, which I was still not very successful at. And then when we got on the single track again, you know, we hit, like right when we got to the trailhead, of course somebody else was showing up that lives nearby there. So then we had to run, and it's all uphill from that trailhead even. So then we had to sprint up that, or run a little bit to get in front of the other person so that she doesn't get distracted. And then we ran into somebody on the trail, and so I had to like sprint up to get past them. It was like, gosh dang, if I just had her on the waist lead, I could have just taken it easy. But I mean, I needed it. That was some good freaking high intensity running there for the first couple miles. And then, whew, you know, then you drop down from there to cross over to the next ridge onto those trails, and you know, it's all uphill again. It's like, gosh dang, that was a cool route. We did 7.7-ish miles, and I had almost 1,800 feet of vert. So that was a pretty cool route. But man, when you haven't done that, especially uphill running, like when we've been out here, I'm not running uphill, I'm walking uphill. If I'm running, any of the running I have been doing the last few weeks is flat or downhill, not uphill. So we're all mostly uphill, I guess. There's a little bit of downhill there. And to be running most of that, just, my legs were so tired when we got to the top. And then you have 3 miles back down to the freaking downhill. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to walk by the time we got done. Whew. Oh geez. I don't know, we'll see. I think we will wander over here to the left and do the minor summit. Oh, clouds are breaking up. There's actually blue sky ahead of us here. Although it would be cool to go to the top of the peak, but I was there the other day, so I don't need to do it. What day was that? Saturday? Kinda. She says I gaslit her. I did not gaslight her. But Rachel and Riley came out here. And originally, like I messaged them Friday night and said, hey, Nahri wants to know if you want to join us after we get out of the gym. If you want to join us for our little, because we always go and hit the little flat trail at 10 Mile Park, because it's just right across the street from where I go to the gym, and we usually do a couple miles there. And she was like, no, I'm going to the lake with a couple friends. How about tomorrow? And I said, well, tomorrow we're doing like, you won't be able to keep up or do as far as I plan on doing, because I was going to go out to Gates of the Mountain. Well, originally I was like, I'm going to do Helena Ridge, and then I was like, I might go to Gates of the Mountains, but I was going to do some longer miles. Ooh, good for those calves, yeah. And then she was like, well, what do you mean we won't be able to keep up? Or what if we just come for a little bit? And that doesn't work. I came up here last year at some point, and we were over on the other end of this little mountain range, and she and Riley turned around after like 2 miles, and we decided to keep going on this loop. I made like half a mile, and I spent more time chasing her because she was so concerned that all of a sudden the 2 people we were with we were running with weren't there anymore. It's like, we're gonna see them, because I guarantee you we were gonna catch them, because it was kind of a lollipop loop, so we'd catch them on the way back. But yeah, I had to finally put her on the leash, because she kept trying to go back and figure out where her friends were. So I was like, no, that is not gonna work. You can't just go for part of it, because then I'll never get the rest of it done, because my stupid dog will be wondering where you guys are at. So then finally I was like that morning, I was like, you want to just go do Scratch Gravel Peak? And I said, do you want to go do Scratch Gravel Peak? Because I don't feel like that morning there was no way I was going to do as many miles as I wanted to. And so they were like, yeah, that was okay. So we came out here, and we got to the 2 mile mark, and she was like, how much further is it to the top? And I was like, I don't know, it's like, I don't know, probably around 3 miles. And that's exactly what I told her. I was like, I don't know. And then we get to the top, it was like 3.7 or something like that. She's like, you gaslit me. I was like, no, I actually told you the truth. There was no gaslighting. And then we took the other way down, and which I did kind of gaslight there. I was like, it's a little bit longer going this way, but it's like really enjoyable, knowing that it would be an extra, like, half a mile or at least, if not even a little more than that. And then also I didn't let her know that there was more vert. We had to climb back up over this little saddle to get back over on this side until we got, I figured that saddle would be about like 250 feet of vert, maybe 300 at the most. So I waited till we dropped down off the peak on the other side by about 300 feet. And I was like, oh, by the way, we got a little more vert to get back over on the other side. And she's like, what? Like, gaslight me again? I'm like, no, I just waited to tell you until we got far enough down off the peak, because now if you decided you didn't want to do that vert, you got to climb back up to the peak the same amount as what you would do on that. So it ended up being like almost 7 miles we did. And it was, I don't know, 1,700 feet of vert or so, which is not what she was expecting. And like her whole expectation was she was going to do about 4 miles. But it's like I told her, I go, I specifically said, do you want to do Scratch Gravel Peak? And you said yes. And she's done that before, so she knows it's more than 4 miles. But I don't think she put it together that it was going to be over 4 miles. I mean, Riley loved it. Sneaky. Although I could see that Riley was starting to get pretty tired towards the end. Now, I will say, I don't have a really good track record with expectations versus reality, no matter who I'm with, but definitely when I take Rachel or Riley out somewhere. Oh, it's like when we were down in the snow crest, I was like, now granted, the weekend before they were down there, I was down doing trail maintenance on the trail, and I didn't have my, I wasn't tracking my distance on my watch or anything when we were hiking to the top to do trail work. We were carrying tools, all that, we were taking breaks. But the guy I was with, the leader, he said it was 3 miles. So when I was like, oh, we should go hike to the top of the little Snowcrest Ridge here. It's a cool trail, cool views. And when they asked how far it was, I was like, well, it's supposedly 3 miles to the top. And then, so it'd be just 10K round trip. Yeah, we got maybe 2/3 of the way up and we hit the 3 mile mark. And she was like, you said it was 3 miles. I was like, no, I mean, I did, but I was told it was 3 miles. And it ended up being like almost 5 miles to the top. There's like just these big individual huge snowflakes every now and then. Yeah, the top over here is completely socked in by this cloud, but right above me is blue skies. Whew. What was that, a mile? That was a mile. That's a slow mile though. My legs are tired. That was a 28-minute mile climbing up here with, what is it? Well, it's 600 feet of vert to here. So that's not, I mean, that's a decent climb. Yeah, now you can't even see anything down in the valley because it's socked in on this cloud. You can look this direction though. You can see Helena a little bit. Alright, we're gonna go this way. Do like a little lollipop, which means we're gonna lose signal once we get down into there. It'll be spotty signals, but we'll try and do the best. It's a nice view, yeah. It's like me and my friends every year. This is what I'm doing in June. Every year we go and hike the some 4,000ers in New Hampshire in the White Mountains, and most years it's like we get to the top and it's like you can't see no view. It's like just downpour rain, or you're in a cloud like this. Like it's like, oh, great views. Or if it is sunny, like we've had like one time when it was sunny, but then this is normal for peaks back east. It's so socked in with trees you can't see anything anyway. There's no view. That's one thing I love about being out west here is you get to the top of a peak and you're usually above tree line. Now here it's just, there's just hardly any trees. We're not above tree line by any means. We're about 5,000 feet short of being above tree line. Because it's typically about anywhere from 10 to 11,000 feet is actual tree line, but it'll be a little bit lower than that on a lot of the peaks around here because they're so rocky and steep that there's no trees that can grow there anyways. There's no soil. So usually tree line is it's not elevation dependent, it's how many feet from the top of the mountain are you, because the peaks are usually pretty jagged. So it's like, you know, usually typically about 500 to 1,000 feet below the peak. Like, it's too bad you can't see the, good morning, Spice Girl. When we want to be Iowa, it's raining. Yeah, it happens. As long as it's just rain, it's okay. If it's thunderstorm, not okay. But it's too bad I can't see like Red Mountain over there, because then you can see the what I was talking about, because the top of that is free of trees the last like 500 feet up. Ooh. Oh yeah, see, now I don't know if you guys can see the little snowflakes. It's funny that it's blue sky above me, but there's just the tiny, not tiny, they're pretty big snowflakes falling now. Even though it's supposedly not snowing right now or raining, and it's not supposed to pretty much all day now. And here it is snowing on us. At least it's not raining though, that's all I care about. Snow I can live with. Ooh. Since I can't work Western State this year, won't be part of the live stream broadcast. I'm already having serious FOMO because of the different, like, already that your elite field is just crazy, especially on the women's side. The women's race so far is definitely the one to watch. That is 100% true. The men's side, you have some big names. I know like Killian is racing again this year. He has some unfinished business after last year. But the women's side is definitely the side to watch. Which, in a way, is good that I'm not working it. I mean, I'll be busy most of that day anyways. But now I can watch, you know, the broadcast and see the action going down, where normally I'm just seeing just bits and pieces of it because I'm hopping from one location to the other, and during that time I don't really get to, you know, I'm driving, I don't get to watch it. I can listen a little bit, but that kind of sucks. But prior engagements, now I know they're going to want to do the same thing next year too, but I'm already working a deal, and so I won't be able to. actually snowing pretty good now for no clouds above us. It's like, where did this come from? Oh, it's definitely one of those days, you know, where you just want to sit inside, drink some hot cocoa, and eat some soup. Or, get back as a kid traveling with my dad, and we'd go to, at lunchtime, you know, usually hit some of these just small town diners, and you get to have like a hot turkey sandwich and mashed potato and gravy. Oh, that sounds so good. Here it's not even barely 8 o'clock here, or whatever it is. I don't know what time it is, and I'm thinking about lunch already. Now, in my defense, you know, I've been up since 4, so I've been up for 4 hours. My dog is so far away from me that I'm getting updates now to say where she's at. My tummy. So I've been really increasing my fiber intake each day, and my tummy is not happy right now. Like, I've been so gassy, but I can tell that if I was to, like, I feel like I need to fart right now. TMI again, but you guys are used to it. I feel like I need to fart, but I'm pretty sure if I was to push out a fart, it wouldn't be a fart. All the time now. So much rice complex carbs. Yeah. Like yesterday, I did really good, like eating and everything, and like I found if I eat something that's high in fiber, like right before I eat my meal, it helps me not eat as much as well. So I've been doing that. But even my meals have been pretty healthy. Now, last night I did treat myself, and I went to the store and got a frozen pizza, but it was a cauliflower crust pizza. And like, yeah, there's my dog. They're a little bit smaller than, like, you know, they're more of a true medium-sized pizza. But it's like, you know, I go get like a Tombstone or something, which is my favorite. Even though they're not that good, that's my favorite. Like the thin crust Tombstones. Oh, yeah. So crunchy and everything. Yeah, I love them. But, like if I eat a Tombstone, you're talking like 1,400 calories, because I eat the whole damn thing. If I eat the whole thing of like one of these little cauliflower, because I get the, what is the brand? Like Open Nature or something. I don't know, something organic sounding. Cauliflower crust pizzas. That whole thing only has like 600 calories. So I can smash that whole thing and not feel so guilty about it. But I had a salad before I ate that as well last night, and it wasn't like a bunch of calories either. Like the whole salad might have had maybe 100 calories, because I don't use a lot of dressing or anything, and it didn't have any cheese, or it was just greens, just like a garden salad with some cherry tomatoes and just a a light, like maybe a tablespoon of dressing. I think the dressing I have is like a pear gorgonzola, and it's like 50 calories per tablespoon. So take that before I eat my pizza, and I was full afterwards. That's my big problem is I have such a huge appetite even when I don't do much that I definitely overeat. So I need to fill my stomach with, I guess what you would call, what do you call that? I was gonna say empty calories, but it's not empty calories. Empty calories would be like candy, you know, type of thing, no nutritional value. Calories with no nutritional value. I do the opposite. Nutritional stuff that doesn't have a lot of calories. Nutrient dense foods with low calorie, I guess would be the way to say it. Ooh. 3,500 calories now? Gosh dang, junk calories. Well, the opposite of junk calories, whatever that would be, is what I need. She wants to go up that way, but we're not doing it. We're not doing it, because I got stuff to do today. I am running out of time. I've input a little bit of information, but I haven't really started on my business taxes yet. I need to get that done. No, we're going this way. I guess we could do that other trail maybe. Oh yeah, my tummy's making noise. This isn't good. So we're still about 1.5 miles away. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo. Oh, and there's definitely gas, but I still feel like I might poop my pants. Because it is putting, because I kind of have to pee too, and the gas is putting pressure on my bladder. Not as bad as it was the other day though, my gas. Guys, day, I don't know what I ate that day, but the next morning it was like I woke up and I let one rip in bed and my dog got up and left. Pretty good. And then later on that day we were outside on the trail and I swear I let one go and birds were falling out of the sky. I think she'll enjoy it. Oh, but I gotta wait for this gas bubble to work its way past my bladder. Oh gosh dang, that hurts. There we go. There we go. We're good now. Oh, she's way up there. All right, come on, we're gonna go this way. If I go any further, she won't be able to see me. Even though right now I don't think she can see me. Never trust a fart. Yep. Never trust a fart. Does she not want to go this way? Maybe we can go the other way. She's got to decide though, because I'm losing signal right here. Oh, okay, tummy hurts though. Maybe we should go that way. Ah. Okay, yeah, we're gonna go this way. We're making a poop decision and going this way. Because I might actually poop my pants. know it's not going to be a fart when just the thought of it makes your brow sweat, like you start getting sweat beading up on your brow. So I think this is our best decision. We'll just take the short way, even though we haven't been down that trail forever and I kind of wanted to do it, but we'll just go this way. I mean, she's wasn't paying attention anyways, and I yelled at her. She is too interested in the rocky areas right here. It's probably some rock weasels or something. Chipmunks. I don't even know where she's somewhere up in this little rocky area. No idea where though. Oh, she circled around over now. It would have been a little. As long as I get like, it's not a while. As long as I get 2 miles, I'm good. It's not a while. As long as I get 2 miles, I'm good. I mean, we're almost to 2. We should be 3 by the time we're done here. Or pretty close to 3, anyways. If we do the rest of the loop down on the lower, would definitely be a 3. I think it's like 3.5. I saw a sign when we were back in the gates of the mountains the other day, and they were talking about the fire that came through there, which was like 20 plus years ago, and how it takes a long time in this area for things to come back. And it's true. This fire was, what did we figure, like 15 years ago that came through here. And you barely have any trees. You can see just some baby trees, really young, and they're very spotty. Like there's one right there, and there's one up there. So it's been 15 years, and in reality, those trees probably started to grow like within 2 years or so, but it takes so long for things to grow here because there's not much water and the soil is piss poor, that it just takes a long time for the trees to grow. But another 20 years, it should look like it's starting to come back. And that's the crappy thing about all this wildfire management stuff that they've been doing, where they've been thinning out our forests so bad, and then you know you have the 100-mile winds come through and topple all these trees now because they're sitting out there by themselves. Look at these 2 little baby trees. You got that little guy. This guy's really small. Again, they've probably been out here for, they've probably been growing for like 10 years, and they're maybe a foot tall, 1.5 feet. But it's like they got rid of all the new growth. And I use that term loosely, new growth. Those trees have probably still been growing for like 10, 20 years. And so now you got all these mature trees that got toppled over from the wind because they thinned everything out. And now you have like really thin forest. And it'll take, 40 years for any trees to come back. So now you have zero forest. And I'm no expert in wildfire management, but if you have a thin forest like that, that gives more opportunity for the grass to grow. We have more wildfire problems with the grass than we do forest. So it's like just you get a fire started out where there's no trees, and it just is able to book it and move fast. Now granted, if it does catch on a forest, like a thick forest, it'll burn hotter, and it is harder to control, I get that point, but it's not going to move as fast. Well, here in Montana, it doesn't matter really. If you're talking grass or forest or anything, it's usually when we have wildfires, it's because it's super windy, so they move fast anyways. Oh yeah, we made the right decision to just come back, because my tummy is now starting to get crampy, which tells me I'm gonna be probably exploding here in a little bit. Oh look, we're back up to 6 megabytes. See if my dog, she's trying to convince me to go the other way. See if she finally just turns and comes this way. Sounds like it. Yeah, here she comes. There she goes. I don't have her bell on, so she's not as noisy. You know, despite what the weather looks like, it actually is quite pleasant out here. I have a just t-shirt and a coat on. Like yesterday, I had freaking 4 layers on. And I was still cold. Granted, it was pretty cold. 23 degrees when we started. Oh, I'm getting worried. I need to do a couple dedicated streams. Maybe I'll do that since the weather's gonna be crappy. Maybe I'll do this tomorrow and the next day to raise money for the Tough Ruck, because whatever I don't raise, like I committed to raising $950, and whatever I don't raise, it comes out of my wallet. Like they're getting their $950 no matter what. So I really got to do some dedicated streams, because I don't advertise it, anything like that. I haven't even put it on socials, which is my own fault, but I need to start doing that because it's coming up fast, and I need to figure out when the deadline is for it. Hopefully it's the day after or something, the event, because that's what I'm going to Massachusetts for here in a couple weeks, is for this Tough Ruck. It's the day before the Boston Marathon to raise money, and it's in conjunction with Boston Marathon to raise money for I don't remember what the foundation is called, but it's a, you know, basically to help certain things with like first responders, military, veterans, that kind of stuff. I did spend most, well, not most, at least a couple hours yesterday or the day before, I don't remember when it was, trying to figure out how to grab the source code from the website so that I can put it on an overlay on stream, and I couldn't figure it out. Like I was in the source code of the website, and I just couldn't grab anything that I could put on an API to pull the data. So I don't know, they must have some proprietary source code that I don't understand. So we would probably, because if I do this, I'm going to do something inside, which means I need to grab my other camera, get it set up so I can do something. We'll do something. Do like a 24-hour or something, where I may not be up for 24 hours, but like I'll just go until we meet our goal maybe or something. I don't know. And at nighttime have like some sort of thing, like if you donate, you know, $20 or something, you can wake my ass up out of bed, make me have to go for a run or something. Like, I think like I'd have to figure out a good amount of money that would be good, so that if I like $25 for a mile or something like that, I'll have to figure it out. Because if I did like $10 a mile, I wouldn't be able to run that many miles. That's a lot of miles. That would be 100 miles basically. You having it. But $25, that's probably doable. That'd still be what, like almost 50 miles, 40 miles or whatever, I guess, roughly. So that would be doable. Oh man, this downhill bouncing is not making my tummy happy. I mean, I even had a good bathroom visit this morning too, so I don't know why my tummy's all that fiber. Start calling me a old man here, acting like I'm 70 or something out here. Have a little bit of fiber and then have to go hit the toilet like 5 times. Some sort of tractor or something out here. I don't know what it's doing. Some sort of construction vehicle or something. It doesn't sound like it's over at that new building being built. Maybe it is. I guess it could be echoing enough that it sounds like it's just right down there. Hello, sweet girl. Okay, now we can see what's going on. I don't see any tractors. Where did it come from? Oh, it is over at that new place that's being built. Okay. Yeah, it's just traveling that far. Probably putting in the parking lot or something. Love walking with the dog in the mountains also? Nice. And good morning, Tom. Well, good morning for me anyways. Oh, there's somebody up there. That's what she was looking at. Somebody else finally decided to come out here. I would be running, but I might poop my pants if I do that. Like yesterday was a good run. We ran most of that. I mean, there were some steeper parts that I had to walk, but a nice little 8-mile we did yesterday, though. That's the most running I've done in a long time, since before I got injured, before my race even. I don't want to run into this other person, so I might just tempt fate of pooping my pants and do the rest of this loop. This person does not look like they're moving very fast, but maybe they are. Oh no, they're not. They are really slow. It is what I would guesstimate to be a moderately overweight older person walking with a cane. And her dog, or him. I assumed a female just by the way that the person looks, but you never know. I will do this little shortcut, cut across that somebody made that isn't an actual trail. It was Spain. Oh, nice. I've always actually wanted to go there. I spent a couple years ago when I was training for UTMB, I spent some time in Portugal and ran around there a little bit, and then rode the train over. Well, I rode the train to Madrid, and then Madrid down, because I'd never been to Madrid, and then rode the train down to Barcelona, because that was my entryway into Andorra, because I wanted to spend a week running around the mountains in Andorra. And then you know, it's like you learn so much about all these mountains that you never knew about. And especially with like what was it, a few years ago when Killian did his run, where he just basically, whatever that big trail is that goes down the whole length of the Pyrenees, he did that trail, and that was a gateway to me to just start looking at all these different mountains everywhere. But yeah, we definitely want to do more. I want to do more exploring over in Europe, different areas. Like, you know, when I was riding the train across Slovakia, we went by the Tatra Mountains on the border between Slovakia and Poland. I was like, what the heck, where'd those mountains come from? It's like, so I want to go back there. And then like, you know, you're like mountains over there in Spain, all that kind of stuff. Those are the best mountains in Spain. I'm definitely going then. Definitely doing it. I'm gonna try and convince her to do this maybe. Nah, can I make it that far? I don't know if I can. I don't know as if I can. I'm gonna try and convince her to go this way, because I am definitely on the verge of needing to have an emergency bathroom visit, and there's no toilets around here. I have one in my van, but I don't know if it's thawed out. But it might not matter. It might just be getting used anyways. But this should give enough time. That person was moving really slow, but this should give enough time. What the heck? There's a trail right here too. Who made all these trails? These trails did not exist. Like, there is no reason why any of these trails should be out here. I guess we'll go this way. I mean, this is still gonna be a little bit longer because I can see where this hits the trail up there, but it's okay. Still shorter than where we would have been at going. Am I familiar with the Picos de Europa? No, I'm not. Wild fir tree is nice. That's awesome. Oh, I could definitely say though that like when I was riding the train across Spain, like I was dumbfounded at all the landscape. It was like not at all what I was expecting. And definitely want to go back, that's for sure. I couldn't believe like riding from the border of Portugal to I don't remember where it was, some town south of Madrid, which was where the connector was. And I was like looking at all that. Oh, this goes back up that way. Oh, this may not work. We might have to turn around. This is not at all going where I thought it was. I should have just stayed on the other trail. It's just right there. Like, what the heck? It is literally right there, the trail. We were right next to it. All we're doing is going to the side of it. That sucks. Oh, well, we're committed now. It was like you'd see like up on top of these hills, all these old like castles and, you know, fortresses and stuff. And I was like, what the heck? I didn't know this stuff existed in Spain. Look at all this. Is like cool. Montana's king of nature, has a very small population. Yeah, it does. Yeah, we're just a little over 1 million people in the whole state, and it's a big state, big area. Well, that sucks. We just came right back to the trail. I should have gone that other way. Man, I guess we're committed now, like I said, though. We will just hope that we don't poop ourselves. Now, granted, I will say the eastern side of our state is nothing to, I mean, there's beauty in everything, but it is not necessarily, there's no mountain, well, there's a little bit of mountains here or there, but definitely not like this side of the state, that's for sure. A big portion of it is what we call the Badlands, because it's a rain shadow. You get on this side of the mountains and there is very little rain. Oh, there's somebody else on the trail too. It's a good thing we went this way. Come out here because there's hardly any people that come out to this set of trails. Even though that's 2 people. Man, there's so many people out here. Literally 2 people. There's a state park over on the far eastern edge of Montana that it's called Makashika Park, and it is beautiful, like absolutely just beautiful, but a lot of people wouldn't think so. Like, to them it's just like desert and, you know, just Badlands. It looks almost like Badlands National Park over in the Dakotas. But like, it is so, especially in the like late summer, you get around the early morning, you know, the twilight times, like where the colors are, they just look so beautiful. and it is like a hidden gem. Nobody goes out there. I mean, it is kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's the closest town is like, I don't know, 30-40 miles away, but that town has a population of like 1,000 people. Crazy. The sun is definitely like shining through on the other side of the valley here. We are just socked in with like low clouds, fog, I guess you could call it here. Super low clouds with a little bit of like snow flurry mixed in there. Just these little clouds are spitting a little bit of snowflake. Not a whole lot, just a little bit. Hello, Kraken. You love cloudy weather? The view looks amazing. I don't mind. Like, it depends on where I'm at in the context of it, like everything. If I like weather like this, if it was like warm out or whatever, it'd be pretty rad. But if I'm on top of a mountain, I want to see the views. You know, these are mountains that we just came down off of. I mean, you can't really see the big peak. It's behind this minor peak. That's the minor. No, that's not the minor summit. This is the minor summit we went up and over. I think, yeah, it would be this one. But it's like completely encased in cloud right now, and that's not even a tall mountain. you get to the 9,000-10,000 foot peaks around here, and they would be, you know, actually probably the top of the mountain, because these clouds are so low, the top of the mountain is probably clear and sunny. You're probably above the clouds. And that's not too bad. I'd be okay with that. Oh, I better plug the camera in. This cool air always makes the battery drain faster. I'll say hello to my face as I have to use it to plug the cord in. Tummy is not happy. Cramp. She doing? Get off the road, freaking fool. Not only is she like way far away from me, now she's like running across the road. Oh, and I can't move that fast because my stomach is cramping on me. Oh man, that hurts. It is angry right now. this nice flat. Walking as fast as I can. I'm still only able to walk like a 22-minute mile pace because my stomach hurts. Oh, it is angry. It is making noises. Okay, let's go. I don't need your help. I don't need you drop kicking me. That does not help. No, none of that helps. She's getting bored since we're not running. That's why she ran back over here. She was trying to jump up and grab my sleeve and my glove, you know, to try and get me to move faster. So she finally just gave up and grabbed a stick and was like, fine, I'll just grab this stick then. I will say the western meadowlarks are sounding really cool this morning. I don't know if you can hear their song. There's 2 or 3 of them around here calling out, trying to find themselves a mate. We should just go straight back on that trail. Yeah, we'll do this. I want to keep her away from the road. No, there's only like 5 houses out here, but you never know. It is pleasant though, like compared to yesterday. Like this is normal weather here for us. 35, 36 degrees, you know, cloudy, spitting snow, rain mix. This is normal for this time of year. Because if it's doing that here, then up in the big mountains, it's definitely dumping snow, which is, like I said, how you said earlier, we're supposed to get in the next 3 days 2 to 3 feet of snow, which is needed. But you know, down at this level, this is pretty normal. But compared to yesterday when it was 23 degrees out, that was cold. I can live with this. This is nice. I don't need no 60, 70 degrees. No, I mean, I definitely want that eventually, but this is nice. This is what I like about my 2 favorite times of the year here in Montana. Is my number 1 favorite is the fall, because it's a lot like this. It's just cool, crisp air. Not as much moisture, it's more of a dry air, you know, like if we do, like it'll snow, but it's like those tiny little dry snowflakes. And then this time of year, when you're in between winter and spring, because it doesn't rain a lot yet, because once we get into full spring, it rains quite a bit. See if there's anybody. Not high enough yet to see the parking lot. See if anybody else is parked there, or where these other two individuals are at. Like, both of them easily should have made it to the parking lot, but that old person with the cane could have been parked over in the other parking lot too. But the guy that was here, he may not. That might be the guy that walks, that I see walk in every now and then from one of the houses down the street. Could have been him. No, now I can see parking lot finally. There is one car other than us, looks like, and they're up ahead of us. So I don't think that's either one of those two individuals. No, this is somebody that just showed up. That is not the same. Nahri! Nahri! Gosh dang it, she's full sprinting. Those people are a quarter mile ahead of us. She sees them, so she's like, I gotta go say hi. Good, she stopped at the intersection. Okay, she's heading back. She is heading towards the parking lot. That's good. Instead of going and bugging the people that have no idea that she's behind them. She is such a turd. That's the only thing I hate about going to 10 Mile. One of my friends loves going out there with her dog because they get to say hi to people and other dogs and all that. That's the whole reason why I hate going out there. I have nothing against the people or the dogs. My problem is I have a little butt head and it is completely flat out there. And, you know, like straight line distance from one end to the other, you're probably talking a mile. She will see somebody all the way over on the other side and just full sprint to go say hi. And so I'm constantly just high stress, you know, wondering if my dog is gonna listen to me or not. And usually she does pretty good, but not always. Like last night we went out there. We just got there. And here's somebody with their dog running like half a mile away from us, running the opposite direction. And she decides that she has to, they're leaving, you know, they're running away from her and she didn't get a chance to say hi. So she just took off immediately. Now granted, she was excited because we just got there and hadn't settled down at all. But, you know, this person, I have no idea, but this person probably had headphones on, just running with her dog on a leash, and here comes my little butthead out of nowhere, sprinting up behind. And I cannot keep up with her when she's running that fast. It was like 2 nights ago, I need to get her an e-collar. Like 2 nights ago, there was a guy that had a fairly young dog, probably, you know, 6 to 8 months old out there, and he was training that dog, and of course here comes my dog running over, has to say hi and wants to play. Well, his dog wants to play too, it's a puppy, and so then she's running around, and then his dog starts running over to me, and then all of a sudden I can hear his dog's collar beeping, and I know what's gonna happen next. and dog starts squealing because it's getting shocked because he got too far away from his owner. And then so it starts running back to its owner, and then so she runs with the dog thinking it's playing, and then tries to play with the dog, and then takes off running back to me again, and then his dog runs right back to me again, and then starts squealing because it's getting shocked. It's like, Nahri, stop instigating things. Like, I'm gonna get you one of those freaking collars. I've never met, like, she's my second Vizsla that I've owned. And I've never met a Vizsla, because I know other people with Vizslas, that will just wander off like her. Oh, I gotta unlock the door. Vizslas are Velcro dogs. They don't wander off like that. She has no problem. She'll go a mile ahead of you and eventually maybe come back, you know, just check in to see where you're at. But she used to be really good. Like, she would never get, you know, more than a quarter mile away, but she would instantly, like, she'd go a quarter mile out, then she'd come back, do a voluntary check-in, and then take off again. And I was okay with that. Now she's just newfound courage. She freaking just, she'll go a mile and then you won't see her for like half an hour. Nahri, you little turd. She wants to lay down on her bed, but she just freaking flipped it over. Ooh, look at this. Oh. Little turd. Yeah, you. Butthead. She goes over there and like tries to, you know, nest and dig her bed or whatever. And she does that. And then she ends up flipping her bed over. And then she looks at me like, a little help? It's like, well, stop doing that, little turd. Okay, well, that's gonna be it for today because I gotta go poop. And hopefully I can make the drive. It's not bouncy, so that's good. But we're gonna go. Bye, everyone. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for everybody.